Hello, my name is Dr. Christina Callahan, and I'm Head of Clinical Audiology at Lively. For those of you unfamiliar, we are a telehealth company that has built a remote audiology platform to provide hearing aids and related services. In light of the COVID-19 pandemic, I want to share some resources to help the audiology community adapt to utilizing telehealth so we as a profession can maintain our ability to provide services. Personally, I've served thousands of people utilizing remote audiology, and there's other platforms like the VA has been using it for years, and I believe strongly that many more of you can do it too. Now, of course, telehealth is not for every patient, but that should not hold you back from offering it to those that can benefit. Many elements of the hearing aid fitting and follow-up services can be provided via video chat, phone calls, emails, text, or even YouTube tutorials for self-service or with supplemental coaching by you. At Lively, we provide these services every day by audiologists and trained technical support personnel, which is something to consider for those of you who use audiology assistants or train your front office to change batteries and do basic cleanings. First, how do you get started? Video conferencing is a great way to maintain face-to-face interactions for that personalized care we all know is so important to our patients' success. And in light of the COVID-19 crisis, the government has temporarily suspended certain requirements under HIPAA. Providers are temporarily able to connect with patients through HIPAA compliance and non-compliant channels, such as FaceTime. You can visit the HHS website for more information. HIPAA-compliant options include Zoom, Doxy, TheraPlatform. While many of these charge fees, some offer free trials. There are some other no-cost options that you may be able to use right now via the web or your smartphone during the COVID-19 pandemic. This includes Google Hangouts, Skype, the free version of Zoom. All of these offer video conferencing along with live chat, real-time captioning if someone's having trouble hearing you, and screen sharing if you want to share a video during the call. Simpler options include FaceTime, which most iPhone users know and use with their family and friends, or Google Duo for both iPhone and Android users. These are just videos and they use a phone number. Most applications allow you to schedule meetings, which will automatically send a calendar invite and a link to a video. If you want to use your current scheduling system, you also can just generate a link and send separately. Each service is a little different, so it's best to check their websites and make sure you do a test run prior. Just a note, although I discuss HIPAA, I am not providing legal advice on behalf of Lively or myself. Please make sure to check with an attorney or your state boards if you have any questions about how telehealth laws have changed as a result of COVID-19. Video calls have a different rhythm than in-person conversation, and you may need to adapt your counseling style. Go slow, show one thing at a time, take pauses, and ask for affirmation that they've understood and can demonstrate the skill before moving on to the next. Most importantly, do not assume what a patient can and cannot do. I find patients follow the clinician's lead, so be encouraging. If it takes several minutes just to take off a dome so they can change a wax guard, that's okay. Reassure them it's completely normal for learning to take some time, and that patience will really give them all the confidence they need. Some of you may be thinking, this isn't anything I don't know. I do this for my hearing aid patients all the time. Exactly, that is the point. You and your professional knowledge are the most important tools for a successful telehealth model. The challenges that come with remote care are not entirely different from traditional practices. The main drivers of time are counseling, putting the devices on properly, troubleshooting wax and Bluetooth issues. When these issues arise, the most important thing to do is to educate them on how you figured it out so they can help themselves. Also educate them on what types of issues they will experience if something is not right so they can self-correct. That is the key to how telehealth can empower our patients. For example, during cleaning, I recommend spending more time discussing why and when it's important to clean rather than how. The how can be accomplished by sending a video that they can watch as many times as they need. The same concept applies to insertion and Bluetooth issues. Front-loading and setting expectations is important for an efficient telehealth program and extremely important when working with Bluetooth technology. Telehealth gives us the opportunity to efficiently train patients with shorter, more frequent sessions on an as-needed basis. If it's much easier to hop on a 15-minute call rather than calling, scheduling an appointment, and traveling to an office for what might be a minor, simple issue you can solve remotely. One of my favorite things about being able to provide services via telehealth is it gives us more opportunity to check in and be able to gather outcomes and track outcomes and really make sure they're reaching their hearing goals. So if you do not already, I recommend choosing a validation measure to include in your telehealth program. I know that being hands-on is another big concern with remote care. Although we can't physically touch and do things directly for patients, it shifts our mindset towards education and being effective teachers. It is our job to help our patients be independent and enable them to lead their own experience with us as their guide. So let's say you're on a video and your connection is terrible and there's no video and you're reliant on a phone call and they can't see what you're trying to show them. You can't see what they're doing and, well, you'll have to get creative fast. Instructional videos are a great way to offer self-service or give them visuals for you to coach them through. There are many resources already available on YouTube. Most of the major manufacturers have their own YouTube channel, and there are plenty of on-branded videos as well. Lively, for example, is developing a series of effective how-to videos that we are incorporating in our service model. These videos allow the patient to learn new skills, and they can view the content at their own pace, pausing and repeating as necessary. You can also use your smartphone to make a specific video for your patient's issue, like the one you're watching right now. I used to do this all the time for people in my beginning days at Lively to do whatever it took to help them with what they were going through. Remote programming is a powerful tool that I would suggest taking advantage of if you can. Most of the major hearing aid manufacturers have telehealth capabilities in their most recent product platforms. There are two main things you must check before using them. First, check that your patient has a compatible smartphone. Those lists are usually found on the manufacturer's pro site. Second, check that the feature is activated. A cloud connection between hearing aids and the app itself, depending on the manufacturer, must be made while the hearing aids are physically connected in your office. Most of the manufacturers that offer remote programming have reps and trainers that are happy to help give you any information you need to use this. So I would contact them directly on an updated list on the specific products compatible with these platforms. The manufacturers that have remote programming embedded in their systems are Resound, Signia, Phonak, Starkey, Oticon, and Widex. I hope this was a helpful intro to quick and simple remote services to keep our patients safe during this time. If you would like more information or you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me at Dr. Callahan, drcallahan@listenlively.com. I'm happy to help however I can.